everyone. I have my screen up. I'm going to turn on the camera in just a moment. I just wanted to go find this. Oh, I did find it right over here on the Janome page. So I have it up over there for comments. So if anybody's out there, give me a thumbs up. I'm going to turn on the camera and we'll get started. All right, let's go. Let's see here. Close that. Hi everybody, so welcome to Live with Janome. I'm Ann Hine, Embroidery Software Specialist for Janome America. And today on our live, I'm going to talk about two more new tools in the V2 update upgrade. So if you have it and you're looking for these tools or you're waiting to see what's in the program, this is a great way to learn that. I do have my comments up over here on the side. So if you have anything, question or whatever, you can post it over there and I'll answer. Hopefully everybody can hear me. So if you give me a thumbs up, if you can hear me, that would be great. So I can see, let me see what we have up here. We have quite a few people on, so that's good. All right. And nobody's saying they can't hear me yet, so hopefully everybody can hear me. All right, so I wanted to talk about two new tools that are in there. One is called Hide and one is called Random. So Hide is when you're digitizing something and you might have something layered on your screen, or maybe you converted something and you want to be able to reach something in the back. And you know, sometimes we like move it to the side, or sometimes people will make several copies of their item and work on different layers that way and then bring it together. Well, now we have Hide, so you can hide those stitches so you can see what's going on behind the pieces that you're working with, and it's very handy. And then the other one is called Random. Now Random is kind of an interesting, it's on a satin line, and you can make it look like like a little fur on each side, sticking out like this. And you have ways to how much you do that, or how less. If you want it on one side or the other side or both sides or symmetric, you have those options all in the properties. So before we get there, I think people are out there. I kind of see my numbers, so I think I'm okay. But I haven't seen, can just give me one thumbs up so I know you're out there. I hate talking for 5 or 10 minutes just to myself. So, but also I did post just before I went live over on the Janome Artistic Digitizer support community, or community support page, whichever way we're doing that. For some reason, I have it all mixed up in my head. I posted that Canada has posted their special on the V2 update upgrade. So you can go to the Canadian webpage or to their Facebook page. And I did put a link in the comments to Facebook so you can see what it is. And in some places, it's not out yet. It's coming to dealers, but I would definitely, if you're interested in it, call your dealer, whether you're in Canada or you're in the United States or you're anywhere in the world and you're interested in this. Call your dealer and see if they're getting a list together of those that are interested in doing the update or upgrade. So that there's a update upgrade for full 1.7 to the new V2. And then we have a junior one, same kind of thing. We have a junior one that takes junior all the way to the full V2. And then if you don't have any software and you're looking to purchase, you can purchase, if they have, you can even purchase a 1.7 and it will auto update to the V2. So there's all those options out there. There we go. Hi, everybody. So thank you for posting. This way I know some people are out there and things are going good, because I did check my, sometimes I check my microphone and then it's, really not working. So a lot of the special pricing is for a limited time into September. So please look at the dates. Every country, region can do their individual companies, so they set what it is for their grouping. So that's why on the other page I asked for no pricing, please, to post any pricing. We don't want any pricing on the page because it's a global page, and you might read a price and think, oh, that's my price, and like whatever. So we are global, and each place can offer theirs. I think Australia has theirs going on now too, so you can go to the janome.au and go to their webpage and check out what they have. Janome UK hasn't announced yet, but it should be coming. And I know Peter will let us know as soon as that happens, and then I can post it to the page as well. All right. Now, do we have some people out there who some people are getting V2 already. If you activated your 1.7 after January 1 of 2025, you got the prompt for a free update to the V2. So some people, are you playing with it already? If so, give me a little thumbs up or a heart so I can know if people have been playing with it, or maybe you're just waiting to see what's going on. I'll see how that's going over there. All right, so what I'm going to do is let me go ahead and open the software, and then we'll get started. I'm going to show you a couple things first before we jump in, and then we'll play with the new tools. Here we go. Let me get my software up. Yes, I want yes. Why are you not going? Here we go. Hang on one second. Let me go over here. And that's not what I want in the center. Hold on a second. Let me come back to me and see if it'll. I gotta clear a screen that's behind me. There we go. Get that out of the way. All right, now let me get my software up. There it is. And I will switch this to that. There we go. And then I'm going to double check that my microphone is working over here, and it is. But for some reason, not my earbuds. Let's see why not. They're on. Okay. Should be working. Well, we'll see what happens. At least I think it's working and you guys can hear me, so that's good. All right. So I'm going to go on the welcome page first. And what I want to point out right away is the tutorials. And I did mention this the other day. Let me get another little thing out of the way here. There we go. All right. The tutorials are over here. And what's nice is these are brand new tutorials, and they're nice and short. I mean, this one is 2 minutes. This one is a minute, or maybe that's, yeah. So these are like 5 minutes, things like that. So they're short videos, which are great ways to learn the different tools. So all the tools are listed here, and you can go through, and I highly suggest that you go through and look at the videos. They pop up outside the software, so you can still play with the software while you're watching a video. You can kind of play along with it. And I just find them very handy and easy to listen to. There's a little crafting project up here, and this talks a little bit about what I'm talking about today. So be sure to watch this one, and there's some examples in there so you can do that. But all of these, they have the new features here, and then how to get started with different things in there, switching computers, that kind of thing, changing stitch types, a lot of that stuff, working with files. So they've really sorted this out quite nicely, and I really love the look of the new videos. So. Oh, look at that. We've got a bunch of people out there today. All right, so let me go back and I'll close these. The other thing I want to point out is I'm going to open the printable help up here. There we go. And if you go to page 24, or 22, let me go back here. If you go to page 22 in the full manual, and I've posted the manuals to the Janome Artistic Digitizer Facebook page, so you could go over there and you could download the manual ahead of time and have it on your computer and be perusing it. But all the new features are here. And then right here where these highlighted words are, if you are going to take a look at something, all you have to do is, when you get to the one you want and like show hide, there we go, you can go to learn, and it takes you right to the part where it's all about, right in here. Okay, so that's an easy way to look at our manual in the program. So let me get this to, go away, and I need it to come back down here. For some reason, there we go. I got to get it to, let's see if I can get this out of the way and then close it. It's interfering with my, let's see, bookmarks, hide the slider. Come on, just go away. All right, I'm just gonna put this in front, put that in back. There we go. All right, so I want to go in and show you a couple of things. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go to my browser. I love using the browse function. I do have a USB here with different things on it. And when I click on it, you can see the things that are in here. Also, what I want to show is when you are, oh, there it is. If you are on your PC or a Mac, you can open up your File Explorer, or on a Mac, you open up Finder, and you can come over here and look at things in here. Like maybe I would go to my iCloud Drive, or maybe down here, I'm going to go to OneDrive, and I'm going to come down in here and look at my embroidery designs. And then if I find, I'm going to open something up here. And there we go. If I want to use this item, I can just drag it into my AD. And let me open a new page first of all. There we go. I can click and drag it right in here. And there it is. Isn't that easy? So you can use your browser, but if it's easier for you to use your File Explorer or your Finder, as we are here in a Mac, you can do it that way. I love this feature. We've had it before. It's not new. We've had it before, but it's just something we kind of overlooked. I think I overlooked it. The other thing is if you're, I'm just going to go in here into my my USB stick, and if I wanted to open this SVG, well, that's not the one I want. Let me go back to in my browser. That is known, oh, EMB, that's where I have to go. Okay, so say I want to open this little toast guy here. So when I drag it over to my page, let's see, I have a page open, and then I'm going to just drag him over here. Watch what happens when I drop him. It opens up in the window, so you can pick your choices of how you want to convert this design. And so I'm going to show you, we're working with hide first. So I'm going to do auto digitize, and I'm going to click OK here. And then I'm going to put my accuracy there. And I'm just going to click on the color limit, just leave that there. Now, if you didn't click on the color limit and I said just trace, there it goes. Here you have your guy right here, and he came in. I'm going to move him down a little bit. There we go. He is outside my hoop. You can see the background back there. I'm going to go to View and Backdrop Hidden, so I don't have to see the backdrop. But say I was working on this, and the top of this and the bottom are two different shades, right? So if I select the top, first of all, it's selecting everything. So I want to right-click on there and ungroup it, and then click off. And then I can click on the parts that I want to, maybe I want to make this all one color. So I can go here and do, I could try combine. And then when I combine, some of my items have gone behind there. This has all become one, sort of. I do have to, it's still two pieces. I will have to edit that out. But if I wanted to work on those eyes back there, normally what we would do is grab this and pull it aside, and then we would have the eyes that we could work with, right? But with hide, you don't have to. So let me do undo and put this back. There we go. If I want to, I can select this. I can right click, and I can come down here in my right click toolbar, and there is hide selected. So I can hide it. And now if I want to work on these pieces right here, I can select them. I want to select the inside and the outside of these eyes. And maybe I want to work on the mouth as well. So now I have these selected, and I can come in here close, or maybe I just want one of these selected. But all of these need to come forward. So I'm going to come back here. I'm going to select them again. Let's see if I can do it. Click and drag. Hang on. There we go. Just get the eyes. And then while they're selected, I'm going to right click, order, and I'm going to move them to front of design. And then I'm going to click off of this. And now they're in the front, and I can come in here and I can show all hidden. I can just right click in here, show all hidden, and it brings back that color, and there's the eyes. Okay? So this is going to be really handy for different times when you're doing your editing on items, especially when you have something, you know it's back there, and now you can hide your piece and find it. I'm going to undo this a little bit because I want to show you another way too, is if you go to Auto, and in Auto, your sequence window pops up. You can select from your sequence window as well. So if I wanted to hide this piece here, I could go find it. Here it is here. Right from there, I can right click and there's hide or show item. So I can hide it that way. All right, and if I want to bring it back, I just click here and it comes back. If I want to pick those items up that were up here for the eye, I think that these are all part of it. So I'm just going to grab a bunch of these pieces down through here, I think. And then I'm going to right click and order to front of design, and it brings them to the front. So you have options over here in your sequence window. You do have to change it to manual, and you can make things hide and go from there. So I think that's going to be handy. What do you guys think? Do you think you'll be finding that handy to work with? I have another one too. So I'm going to go back here, and it is this one, this little, let me see here if I get this. Let me get a new page open, and then I'll go back to my browser because that's where it's at. And then I'm just going to move this up a little bit. And I'm going to drag this off to the side. Well, maybe I'll just do open. Oh, this one. I will do open. All right, and so this one, auto digitize again, and okay. And I'm just going to leave, I'm going to do accuracy, but I'm going to leave the color limit. I don't have to change that. And there we go. Here's my piece. Now this piece has, it looks like everything's pretty good in this one. So what I would, if I was working on this, maybe in this area, because this little part here, maybe I don't want that part, I can select it and delete it, or I can hide it. But if I hide the one in front and I say hide selected, I can actually see what that is doing. Okay, make sure it's not have any extra things in there, and then I can decide, oh, I don't want those. And then I can come back and say show selected. Whoops, wait a minute, not show hidden, there we go. And now I can adjust the edge of this with my edit nodes. I can pull my nodes out and put them out here. Now I could select them all together and kind of move them. And over here, I'm going to have to make maybe add a node over here. So I'm going to add a node. I'm going to zoom in close so I can see what I'm doing. And then I'm going to move this node here up like that. And maybe I need to stretch this one out a little bit and this one over a little bit to fill that in. Maybe right in this corner, I want to add another node, or maybe that one there. Make it two line, and I can bring this down and this down. So now you can play with the nodes. I took that piece away. I don't have to worry about it, and I can edit in that way. So working with your hide is going to be very easy. It is a right click when you find it, and that way you can see what's behind there. So let's just say see how this is this is a couple different colors in here. So if I selected this and the bottom part, whoops, let's just select, hang on, this part and the top part, and I do combine, or maybe I want to do weld, shaping and weld. It did leave my little dots here. Sometimes when you do, let's go back and do combine and see what happens. So combine took it away totally. So you have remember your undo is your friend. Now undo has some new things on it too. It has a little drop down here and it has unlimited undos. So these were the undos that I did. So if I want to go back to a certain part of this, I can go back to that part of my undo. All right, so if you're like, oh, what did I do? I was adding that node, so I can go back and check to see what I was doing. So this is new up here. I didn't mention that in the redo as well. You have that as well. But I'll keep mentioning that because that's kind of a kind of not a behind the thing, but it's a little thing we'll use quite often. All right, the other thing I was excited about to show you guys was the, let me see where that was. Let me go back here, was the random. So on a satin line. So I'm going to open up, this is an SVG. So if I double click on it, it just will open up, ready to go. Here it is. And I'm going to work on this tail just a little bit. And one of the things I want to do is I want to join this part and this part down here, but I don't want to join that part there. So I'm going to first get up my nodes. I'm going to come in here and I'm going to click here and say split outline. And then I'm going to come down here and say split outline. And then I'm going to join this one to here. I'm going to move this one out of my way. So I've got it moved there on top of it. I'm going to just click on that and say, oops, I got to just get these two. Join nodes. There we go. So that's joined. And then I need to join these two. And I can say join nodes. And then I just have to adjust where things are. So I'm going to unclick off of there. And right there you can see it's still connected. So I want to right click on it and break apart. So now I have two sections. And I would come back later and I would work on this area here and probably bring it together. But I really want to show you on the tail. So this piece and this piece, I'm just going to move these couple items out of the way, just over a little bit so they're away from the body so you can see they're not connected. And then I can take these two and I can either combine them or I can weld them. So let's do shaping up here and weld. There we go. So now they're all nice one piece. And then I might want to put an outline around this. I can go up here to convert auto border. And I could do a satin serial and OK. And there it is. And then I'm going to look at my nodes to see what I've got. So while I'm here, I have my nodes. I'm going to make this the same color as this piece here, which is, let me see, which is that one. So I'm going to select my outline like this. There we go. And I can see it's selected. And then I'm just going to click over this one. So I think that's the same color as, oh, it's this one. Let me go back. There we go. So you can pick your colors over here. So that would be matching on there. And then when I have a satin in here, of course, I'm in outline in my properties, and I can change the width of this. Maybe I want to make it, and you all know I could use my slider down here and make it wider. But I like to use, if you, you can still use your, if you're in inches, you can use your 3.0 mm, and it will change it for you there. Or you can use your slider. Okay, whichever you like. Same thing if you're in metric and something you think, oh, I need that in inches, you could put in whatever the inches is followed by IN, it would go back. Or you could use the slider, whichever you like. And then down here, do you see where it says random? So I'm going to click on select and turn off my nodes, and I'm going to click down here on random. And then I can drag this over to get my randomness like that. And it is set at symmetric, so you can see it's building on both sides. There we go. I could bring it way up like that. Or if I want it just on one side, maybe I just want it on the outer edge like that. That kind of looks nice. And there are ways to go in and make this look more textured. We'll cover that in another episode, but look at the fur on there now. Now up here, I want to do that up here, but if I did an auto border up here, I'd have things across here as well, and sometimes these points probably wouldn't look as nice. So I'm going to use my outline shape tool, and I'm going to create, starting with a left click, left click, left click, left click, right click, and shape. And then I'm going to do one. I'm going to select that one. I'm going to make it a satin serial, and I'm going to change the width, maybe to, let me say 2.75 mm, not quite 3. Oops, I probably left it at inches, right? Let's go, oh, it's like that. Let's do undo. There we go. And come back in here. My outline width. Well, maybe we'll just try stretching it up. Ooh, that looks like a good one. Like that. And then I'm going to come down here. I see random again. I can pick the random, and then I can move this out a little bit as it makes its randomness. And maybe I want that. I might want that on both sides. I don't know. And then I can add another line on the other side, like this. End shape. And if I wanted to add one on the next one, let's do this next one here, and we'll move the width up here, maybe not quite as high as the other one. There we go. And then random, like that. And maybe I'll put one in. I'll change the color in just a moment. Let's go down here to Digitize Outline Shape, and we'll put one in here. There we go. And make that a satin serial. We might want to make it just a little wider to fit in there. Too wide. Go back. There we go. And then your randomness can be in here. And then, of course, I can play with this a little bit more with my nodes to get it where I want it. I can select all of these and turn them this color here, so they're part of my tail. And I could make them less dense. Also, I could change the density on here. So you have your randomness is a little different. See how that's working? And that's symmetric. I actually like it on both sides, like sort of uneven. So you have a lot of controls in here to play with, and I love this feature now. I've played with this little fox guy before. So, you know, say I get him done, I can go ahead and move this back over to here if I want, and just put his tail back on. And then I could work on the rest of him. I could give him some other little fuzzy parts as well. So I can play around with the shaping up here. Maybe I don't like that shaping. Maybe I need to add some type of texture in here, and as I said, that we will be doing that in a later episode. So that's our random. And anytime you have let's go to a new page. Anytime you have a shape and you have a satin outline on that shape, so let's go down here. Here's my outlines at the bottom. I can close it and open it. Let's change that to satin serial, and I'm going to actually close up here the fill, so I can see more of my outline. And if I want it to be random, let's make my width a little bit bigger. And here's my random. Let's just do side A. So you can do it on a line like that. Maybe you have text. And I'm just going to type one letter in here and make this big. So, and I'm going to move him down. I'm actually going to undo. I'm going to break it apart, I think. Let's see here. Actually, no, I'm going to try to, yeah, I do want to break it apart. Let's see, grab the outline. And I'm going to do a little knife trick here. Let's just cut this apart here and shape. select it, escape that, select it all, right click, there's knife, and it should give me 2 parts. Maybe it's not. Yeah, it's being a little bit troublesome. There we go. Well, let's just put the outline. I can do the random on this outline. Make it a satin serial. I could make my satin nice and wide. Maybe that's a little too wide. The inside's gonna, I would do away with that inside, but right now let's just look at this. We can move this out and we can really make some interesting letters. I see this happening down when we're in, isn't that kind of cool? Valentine's is going to be coming up. You know, we have a couple holidays before that. Halloween, you might be able to do some Halloween lettering, things like that. Anywhere there's an outline, you can do that. If you have an embroidered, a regular, like a design, excuse me, that's already an embroidery. So let me find something in here. I don't know if I have something that's an embroidery like this here. And I add a outline shape to it. I can make that a random satin outline. So I just have to change it to a satin serial, and then I can come down here to random, and I can add that to my already embroidered design. So that's how you would add it to a design. You can use your auto border for that as well, depending on what your shape is. Sometimes sometimes shapes have little tiny openings, so your outline goes inside where you don't really want it to go. All right, let me put the camera back up, and let's see here. There we go. All right, so there's 2 new tools, plus I showed you a little bit of the undo, redo little menu in there, so you can do that. So you have hide and you have random. So 2 things that are really fun to play with. I can just see there are some of you out there that are very, very creative. I'm sure we're going to see some very out of the box things done with these tools, which are going to be really great. And those people who do a lot of digitizing, a lot of editing of their graphics, they're going to find that hide tool and show really, really handy. All right, everyone, I'm going to let you go. I don't see any comments over here. I mean, sometimes they come in late, so I have to check with them later. But I'm going to let you all go. I'm trying to keep these short for everyone. And I'll see you again next week. I'm going to do another segment on exploring more of V2. If there's something I haven't shown over the last, this is my 3rd one, something I haven't shown yet, put it in the comments and I may add it to my next one. Until then, we'll see you. Bye, everyone. Get out there and start creating.